All right, we are live. What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. We are live 1 hour earlier today, and the stream will be only 1 hour-ish. Yeah, so me and Melissa have something to do tonight, so, yeah. I wanted to move the stream date, but I didn't want to step on the toes of any other people streaming. Like, I was thinking about moving it till tomorrow, and Zach, I think he's been streaming more consistently recently, so I didn't want to, like, you know, coincide with his stream time. I think he might have streamed earlier this week as well, too, so, yeah. It was either cancel the stream or just do a quick, shorter stream 1 hour earlier today. So I chose that because I really don't want to miss streams. Like, unless I, like, really have to, like, unless I'm, like, out of the country or something super emergency comes up, I try not to skip streams, and if I do, I try to reschedule it. But yeah, we're gonna make this work, and we're gonna have a quick little fun stream today. How's everybody doing? Let's see, we got Jason Whitmer, mod Jason Whitmer. First today, oh boy, we rollerblading tonight. It's not rollerblading, it's roller skating. Quads are different than inlines, but they're pretty similar. Like, they're wheels on your feet. But yeah, tonight it is a roller skating thing with me and Melissa at our rink, so we're gonna be doing that. We got Coalition Gaming Chris in the house. Would be funny on stream today if to collectively watch Yee's new short, trying to figure out the secret passphrase. Oh yeah, so Christopher Yee, he put out a YouTube short, which is pretty genius actually, to like rack up a bunch of views, right? He basically has like a continual infinity loop short where you're supposed to watch it to try to see if you can find the catchphrase to put into like this giveaway to win a free PC. But it requires you to watch it like a lot, because I watched it a couple of times. I couldn't even figure out what it was. We can take a look at that later on in the stream. But yeah, I don't think anyone has solved it yet. And to be honest, I don't know. He must have made it really hard because, you know, given the thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people who may come across it, you don't want someone to just be able to instantly win the prize. So you have to make it pretty hard. And if anything, I'm leaning towards he might have made it so hard to find that he's gonna have to start giving clues. It's that hard. But that's just based on me quickly watching it a few times. But yeah, we can bring that up later. Hopefully, if we have time and if I remember. We got Donut Farmer in the house. We got Victor Guardaddy, sorry. Chemical Aid, what's up? Jack of all trades. Can't read the thumbnail. What CPU is it? Was the thumbnail that hard to make out? But that's good because we're gonna look at it together anyway, so it's fine. What's up, Rob? Everything at Costco is worth it. Great prices. I'm not saying that just because I work at Costco and own stock. Dude, Costco, honestly, working at Costco has been one of my kind of like dream jobs for the longest time. For at least like a decade now. I've always said that, like in terms of working, you know, retail like job, Costco seems like it's like at the top of the list there. Though I'm curious to hear if anyone thinks otherwise. What other retail-like jobs would you think ranks higher than Costco when it comes to like benefits, you know, earning potential, moving up the ranks, things like that, and just the day-to-day job itself, dealing with the customers. I haven't seen a lot of drama go down at Costco. Like, I don't think I've really seen videos of people freaking out or getting into fights or doing weird stuff at Costco. Whereas with like Walmart and Target and other stores like that, you see that stuff online more often. But yeah. What up, Craig Lilly? What up? We got John the Net Guy reviews in the house as well. What's up? Craig Lilly says, all those dirty DIY elitists, I've tried scrubbing them out. Indeed. Let's see. We got isolated over here, 3 generators behind at least. Oh, 3 generations behind, not 3 generators. You're 3 generations behind That's like 11th gen, right? That's not too bad. You got a good chip at 5.2 gigahertz to overclock and a 2080 Super for the win. Should I upgrade yet? I mean, a 2080 Super is still a very solid card. Like, I don't know what chip you have. You said you have a good chip at 5.2 gigahertz. But assuming you have, like, a pretty, like, high-ish end, mid-high-ish end computers from 3 generations ago, the cost to upgrade from something like that, like, you would need, I would say, to spend closer like $1,200 to $1,500 to make the upgrade worthwhile. Oh, well, 2080 Super, that's actually still pretty powerful. You might need a little bit even more than that. So, like, if you've only got, like, I don't know, $800, $1,000 to spend, that's not enough to make a worthwhile upgrade, even though you would be getting newer parts. But, yeah, it depends on the exact parts that you have. How's the weather up there? The weather is amazing right now. It is, like, I'm not sure if you can see from the background. You can see the sun poking in there through the blinds. But, yeah, dodging tornadoes, that doesn't sound fun. Let's see. Sorry to bother you, but I can't see the latest videos on the playlist. Is it a glitch? Which videos and which playlists? I don't know if it's a glitch or not, because I'm not sure which video you're referring to. But when I go to, let's see. If I go to latest videos, well, if you're talking about my latest video, long form, was actually 2 months ago. I took a break. So this is the correct latest videos on this list. But if you're talking about these other playlists that I have, LAN party stories, streams and stuff, I'm not aware that there is a bug going on with it. But yeah. The commenter guy, the one commenter guy, shout out to whoever gifted me a sub last stream. Who was that? It wasn't Citrus, was it? I think it was Gnomed. I'm pretty sure it was Gnomed. Forget YouTube, I want to work at Costco, exactly. Oh, yeah, so you have a 9700K. Oh gosh. Off the top of my head, let's take a look at a quick reference for that. So if you guys didn't know, Tom's has a pretty good both GPU and CPU hierarchy, just for a quick reference, and you want to double check it with like benchmarks and stuff like that too. But oh crap, do they have, they used to run the benchmarks back pretty far, but do they only have modern processors now? I'm just trying to find like relative performance. Is i9 iGPU performance, where's, like, they had a comprehensive list that went really far back. Let me see if I... Oh, legacy. Here we go. You want to look at the legacy benchmarks history. Okay, so that... Oh, geez. And then you get these gigantic charts. But let's see. Legacy gaming CPU benchmarks, 1080p, 1440p. Okay. So if we look at where the 9th gen Intel sits, 9700K. Okay, 9700K, so similar to a 10600K, it sounds about right. Below a 10700. And this one was 8. Yeah, so it was 8 core, 8 threads, which is starting, like, the 8 threads, it is definitely starting to show its age. Yeah, if you were to upgrade, if anything, a 2080 Super is still pretty powerful. Isolated, I would think if you upgrade, just upgrade your CPU first. I'm not sure if you said how much you had to spend, but yeah, you're looking at yeah, everything around it is also around like Ryzen 3000 series, 10th gen, Like, and then when you go up more, so it's like a decent amount behind like a 5600X, which is like 140 bucks nowadays. And this is for gaming. I guess we can look at the, where's like the multi-threaded, single-threaded. Okay, let's look at multi-threaded benchmarks. So this is like, okay, multi-threaded score application. Where's the 9th gen? 9700 should be around here somewhere. Here it is. Yeah, so even multi-threaded score, it falls behind like a 5600X and like a 11600K, 11400. So yeah, I'm just itching to do a new build. Well, if you could sell your, if you could sell your build, which, I mean, with a 9700 and a 2080 Super, like, what would that be valued at? Let's see. I don't know how much 2080 Supers are going for in the used market, actually. That's, let's look at that. 2080 Supers. You can find them in good working condition for, so you're looking at about a 200-ish 2080 Super pre-owned 200. So you're looking at like anywhere from like 220, it looks like 220 to 250-ish. So that would make for a build, if you listed it in the used market, I don't know what hard drives and if you have like crazy motherboard and stuff like that, but just looking at a 9700K, assuming nothing is too fancy, and a 2080 Super used, I mean, I would say that PC would be like 700 to 800 bucks in the used market. So selling that, you offset the cost, add it to whatever money you've saved up. I mean, if you could get up until the like $1500 to $2,000 range, that's a pretty decent upgrade. Giant Robots, what's up? Just finished up at work, getting early stream to boot. It's an early stream and a shorter stream, unfortunately. But you know what? It's a stream nonetheless. So, all right, we're about 15 minutes of stream. We got to get going with the topic of today. So, I was doing my doom scrolling late last night, and I came across a Reddit post, which I thought was pretty interesting. So Reddit does the thing where like it tries to guess what you're interested in, regardless of if you follow a specific or if you join a specific subreddit or not. Like, this is PC build help. There are a lot of PC related subreddits. Like, there's build a PC sales, build a PC, PC master race, low end PCs. This is PC build help. I'm not sure, like, I don't think I've intentionally gone to this subreddit to look at stuff before, but it was, it came across my suggested, and I saw this post specifically, so I decided to check it out. And I thought it was pretty interesting because it was, a pretty simple question. Is this worth $900? So they're basically asking if this PC, which they found at Costco, shout outs to Costco again, by the way. So this is $900. If we take a look at the specs on this, this is a CyberPower PC, which, CyberPower, for the most part, I would say does not have the best reputation when it comes to like PC builders and PC enthusiasts. That doesn't mean that everything they make is complete garbage though, but it's more of you hear a lot of horror stories from like iBuyPower, CyberPower, Best Buy pre-builds, stuff like that. But that, for me, that's not an automatic write-off like I think it is for a lot of people. Like, depending on what the specs are on the PC, I think it might be worth it. So this is $900. And I just want to say, from what I've seen, Costco gives some pretty decent to good deals when it comes to pre-built computers. Like, I would say I haven't really seen a lot of like straight up horrible deals from Costco. They're usually range from, decent to sometimes pretty good. So, if we take a look at this computer specifically, this comes with an i5 13400F, 32 gigabytes of DDR5 memory. They don't specify the speed or anything like that. They never do. Like whether it be Costco, Walmart, Best Buy, etc. They never specify it. A lot of people I've seen in the comments say like, oh, they're doing that because they're hiding the fact that they're using crap components. I don't know if that's really the case, or it's because they can only fit so much, you know, into these little placards that they put up for these machines. But it's 32 gigabytes. You know, worst case scenario, it's, what is it, 4800 speed. But 2 terabyte solid state drive. Again, we don't know. I'm going to assume it's like a M.2 drive and not SATA. But in terms of the actual drive itself, we have no idea. It does have wireless, you know, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. It comes with an RTX 4060, not specified here, but you can see that it's an MSI, probably a Ventus card. It does have a keyboard and mouse, which is probably just, you know, some equivalent of an Amazon $20 non-mechanical bundle. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, key specs is 2 terabyte SSD, 32 gigs of memory, 13400F, and RTX 4060 for $900, built for you with, I believe I was reading in the comments, and this has from CyberPower itself a 2-year warranty, but then with Costco they have a 90-day return window. I think it's 90 days, like regardless of like if you have an issue, if you just don't like it. Costco just be like that when it comes to their return policy. The customer is always happy. The customer is always right, make them happy. The case itself, honestly, I can't tell, but just by looking at this, at first I was gonna say, oh, this looks like an NZXT case, but I'm pretty sure this is an iBuyPower, or not iBuyPower, a CyberPower kind of like rebrand in-house case. I don't recall off the top of my head. Is that like an MSI case that has a slant like that? But in terms of like the cooler, it's not the best. This is just some kind of stock generic downflow cooler. It does have at least one RGB. Oh, is this a hinged glass? Hey, this is a hinged panel. I'm actually, okay, we gotta find out what this case is. But just off the top, what are your guys's like thoughts on this build, given the price, given the specs? I'm gonna run a poll. Let's see. Bad deal, decent deal, good deal. It does. I was reading the comments. It does. They did say that it does come with a 2-year warranty, which I think it's because most of these, like CyberPower, iBuyPower, any of these companies, they come with a longer warranty than the retailer warranty. Now, take into account that this is fully built for you, and we're gonna get into that more when we look at the comments. Like, of course you could build a PC yourself for cheaper. Having to buy all the individual components, assemble it, install, you know, Windows, make a bootable, whatever, yes. Doing all of that, the companies charge for, and the companies charge for a warranty. So anyone who wants to say you could build for yourself cheaper, please don't even bother, because you're not the genius that you think you are. I'm saying for, you know, for a brick and mortar store, for someone to be able to go in and buy this PC right here, pick up the box, get it same day, to get these specs and whatever warranties and return policies that Costco and CyberPower has. I don't think there's gonna be a return policy for CyberPower. Either return to Costco or you do warranty stuff if there's something wrong from CyberPower. But you don't buy this from Costco and then say, I don't like it, and return it to CyberPower. That's not how that works. %20 of the votes so far says bad deal. I'm very curious if you had to find, because when we look at PCs like this, right, we cannot compare pre-built and fully assembled to DIY. That is just two different categories. Like, stop trying to compare it and say you can find a better price. For anyone who says this is a bad deal, can you find me, if you voted bad deal, find me a build that is around $900 that has better specs from this, that is readily available online. And you can't link me like used deals from like OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace. You gotta send me like from an online retailer. Micro Center is kind of like half and half because not everybody has Micro Center and Micro Center doesn't ship out. I know Micro Center has some pretty good deals, but we gotta like take into account the masses here, right? What is the PC available to? For me, I'm thinking this is almost like in between a decent and a good deal. Like, sure, they're probably using like the pretty low-end motherboard. Sure, the power supply is probably not going to be the best. We're not going to know. I wonder if you're at the store, if you could like open it up and take a look at the backside. But we're not running like the most powerful components here, right? We're talking about a 4060 and a 13400F. If you've got like even a decent 500 watt power supply, it'll run it. So if you have like a kind of lower tier, like 600 to 700 watt power supply, I wouldn't even really worry about it. RAM speed, again, like sure, it might affect FPS a little bit, but that like in this system, like when you're gaming, the 4060 is definitely going to be what's holding you back in terms of, you know, the most performance you're going to get. So anyone, oh, you're searching right now. Hey, what's up, Brett? I am not going to Computex, unfortunately. Are you going? Are you and like the team or any of your other employees going? Unfortunately, I'm not going to Computex. Like I was really considering it, but given some stuff that we do have coming up in like me and my wife, we have some stuff coming up within like the next month or two. It just made it like, and the way that her job works, it's really hard to take vacations at certain times of the month because they have like month-end close in accounting. Like all that stacked on top of each other just basically made it so that for this year I decided, you know what, I'm not going to try to pursue going to Computex. In next year, I'm going to start earlier and I'm going to try to secure something and lock it down, but unfortunately not this year. It's probably a good deal for someone. So the way that I think about these pre-builts usually, right, is would I recommend this PC to someone that I couldn't build a PC for? Which, again, this happens a lot in my life. Being like the PC guy in my social group and my family and stuff like that, I am constantly approached about like PC questions, which I'm okay with, right? This is what I love doing. Like, I love helping strangers on the internet. Why wouldn't I love helping my friends and family and stuff? The only issue is that, you know, there's a lot of people in my life that do not live directly, you know, in my area. Like, they live in other states, sometimes on different coasts, or even in some cases in different countries. So in those cases, you know, as much as you would like to try to convince someone to build their own PC, it's just not feasible. Like, it's too much of a hassle. They don't want to do it. They're not into PC building as much as they are into having a PC that does what they need it to do, whether it be gaming or whatever other tasks. So I constantly need to also be looking at what is in the market, the pre-built market, to be able to recommend it to them to make that step easier, because I'm not gonna buy all the parts, build a PC, and then spend $50 to $100 shipping it to them, hoping it gets there okay. Like, if they could go to a Costco, which again, like I said, Costco, I've seen some pretty decent deals on gaming PCs. If they can just go to a Costco, pick one up, have it working for them, and be guaranteed a warranty, like, that's like way less stress on my part, and it's easy and done, right? So that's why, you know, I really do value pre-built PCs, and I don't look down on them. I'll miss you. Yeah, dude. Ever since like LTX, I've been missing like just being in person, like hanging out with other content creators. So Computex seems like, I don't think there's a fair amount of people I know that aren't going to Computex. So I mean, CES would be the next closest one, right, stateside. But it would be cool if there were more computer related like conventions that all the tech tubers went to so that we could see each other more often. But yeah, definitely, I mean, I'll be looking forward to all the content that, you know, all of my friends are making from Computex, but unfortunately I will not be there. Okay, so people are looking. Newegg has a 4060 Ti pre-built for $929. All right, let's actually take a look at that. Newegg. So let's see, 4060 Ti gaming PC. So we sort by lowest price. Ooh, this one's actually not looking too bad. 32 gigs, 1 terabyte. So a little bit different there. So ABS Cyclone. I'm not seeing $929 unless there's like a coupon code. This comes with 3D Mark. But yeah, taking a look at this, it looks like very similar specs. The only difference is you're trading a 4060 Ti for, so you're going from a 4060 to a 4060 Ti, but then you're getting 1 terabyte of space, which for me, I would do that trade. I think 1 terabyte is fine in a $1,000-ish PC, but I'd rather get like the best graphics card I could get. So between these two, I would say this is the better deal. That doesn't necessarily make this a bad deal though. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always gonna be like the best deal. It doesn't mean anything that's not like as good as it is just bad. There's a big like line to follow before you get from the best deal to just going to the next thing being complete garbage, right? Hey, what's up, Shauner? Nemus Tech says, I recommend some pre-builds to my clients, so I have no beef with them. So yeah, getting back to this, I think this is, honestly, especially being at Costco too, I think the ability to pick up a PC in person versus like having to wait on Newegg, is this free shipping? So $9.50, free shipping. So yeah, I would say this is definitely a better deal, but I still think this is like in between like a decent to get, almost getting to a good deal. This one is also DDR, good point. DDR4, 3200 megahertz, which is standard. Again, like the DDR4 versus DDR5 thing, we're talking about like a 13400F here, paired with the 4060. The RAM, I don't think is going to be the biggest talking factor as to what's limiting this system, right? Sure, it's nice to have, you know, faster RAM or to have DDR5 over DDR4, but in the grand scheme of things, like for me, on like a pretty mid-range build like this, that's kind of a wash. The biggest differences are either the 1 extra terabyte here or the 4060 Ti. But Mike says Costco's PC warranty is 2 years. Is that Costco specifically, or what's CyberPower? CyberPower PC warranty. CyberPower's 1 year labor, 1 year parts. Let's take a look at this real quick. CyberPower, the warranty period for all products is 2 years unless otherwise stated. Okay, so I guess it might depend. It sounds like, nope, you're stuck with 1 year warranty hardware. Costco PC warranty. Let's see if we can find that. Calculate your warranty and coverage. Computer warranty calculator. We're talking about like what is the free warranty, not extended paid for warranty. How does Costco's computer warranty support compared to other sellers? I'm seeing 90 days. Okay. You get 2 year warranty on laptop. Okay. Concierge. Most retailers cover 2. It's going to be hard to find the same coverage for the price you get. Okay. I'm trying to find specifically without having to log in and looking at the memberships from Costco. Costco gaming PC warranty. It does remove shipping damage from the equation. And if it is truly a Costco warranty, it removes downtime, because I don't know about you, but like having to ship something for a warranty and then wait for it to get back, that's anywhere from like 1 to 2 weeks downtime. Being able to go to Costco and get, you know, I would imagine if there's something wrong with the PC, they would be like, all right, we'll just give you a new one off the shelf. But regardless, it cuts down on the shipping time to be able to pick something up and potentially return it at a brick and mortar. But what is the warranty? So there, yeah, I'm seeing 2 years from the Costco website. Okay, so this is Costco warranty. Two-year computer, major appliances. So this is what I was talking about. So you have a 90-day return policy, but that's not the same as a warranty, because a warranty just means that you have to keep the computer. You're not gonna be able to return it, but we'll fix it or make it right if something goes wrong. Computers to boot 2 times. Okay. Why did the Google results show 2 year? And I'm not seeing anything about a 2-year warranty from the Costco. I mean, I believe it because Costco, for the most part, Costco extends the manufacturer's warranty on the following items for up to 2 years off the date. Okay, maybe this would be a more helpful article. Computers. Oh, here it is. Okay, this is from the official Costco website. Costco extends the manufacturer's warranty. So even if CyberPower was 1 year, even though it looks like I was seeing mixed information from CyberPower, you probably have to look at the specific computer. They extend the warranty the following for up to 2 years from the date of warehouse purchase. So from when you buy it. Computers is on this list. There's an asterisk, for example, if you purchase, okay. Asterisk is something else. So 2-year warranty. So that actually doesn't look, to me, that's actually pretty good. The issue with me though, let's see with the votes, we're seeing decent deal for a majority of the votes, but more people think it's a bad deal than a good deal in the poll, which is pretty interesting. But then again, I believe you have to pay for a membership to even shop at Costco, unless that's been changed. Ooh, that's a good point. What if, so there's like a hack you could do with Costco. If you know someone with a Costco membership, they could buy you a gift card so that you could shop at Costco without a membership. If you buy a computer with a gift card from, like, you know, some family member or friend buys you $1,000 best Costco gift card, and you buy the computer, I would imagine it should still be under the Costco warranty because you bought it for them regardless of if you have a membership. But you make a good point. One of the cons is that to even be able to access this computer, you do have to jump through at least some kind of hoop, having a membership or a gift card to be able to buy from Costco. That's actually a good question for the next poll. I'm gonna end that poll. Do you have a Costco, Sam's Club, or similar warehouse e-store membership, paid membership? So this is, I don't think I've ever polled this question, but yeah, like, so I don't, there's Sam's Club, Costco, is there any other store similar to them that does the same thing where you have to have a membership to shop at, and they do a lot of like bulk stuff? But do you have a membership to one of those? Votes so far is looking like a lot of people do have it. Nathan Tasker Force, I was waiting for you. Did you think I would forget? Happy birthday, Mr. Nathan Tasker Force. Yes, I was actually, so part of the reason too I didn't want to cancel streamer days, because I remember last week I was saying be at stream next week and we can say happy birthday to you. Happy 50th birthday. That's a big milestone. Like that decade milestone for birthdays, that's pretty huge. So Mr. Nathan, happy birthday. I appreciate your support and your viewership of the stream and content over the years. And yeah, I'm glad to have you as part of the community. You know, you are a person who contributes a lot and takes part in these weekly streams. So yeah, appreciate you being here on your birthday, and I wanted to say that specifically. We got some celebration emotes in the chat. Happy birthday, man. So for the Costco thing, we got 69 nice percent of the votes so far saying yes. So BJ's Warehouse Club. Okay, that one I've not seen. Never been to, never seen it. But I've been to Sam's Club, I've been to Costco. We used to have Sam's Club in Washington. I'm pretty sure they're all gone now. But I know, like, when I go to California, I see Sam's Club and stuff all the time, so. Would this be a good first computer for a college kid? Might get this for my cousin. Honestly, I think, like, if somebody bought this and told me, hey, I bought this, and then asked me after the fact for my opinion, you know, I wouldn't have anything really bad to say about it. Like, buying it from Costco at this price for these specs is pretty good. Though, as other viewers pointed out, if you don't mind getting it from Newegg and checking out the PC yourself, or maybe this is more convenient because you need to ship it to your cousin who's in college, for $50 more, getting an upgrade to a 4060 Ti and downgrading to 1 terabyte, I think this is a pretty good deal as well. I think either of these two for a college kid is like perfect. It's not like crazy powerful, crazy expensive. I think the $1,000 mark, you know, if you can afford it, is a very nice entry point. And I mean, you're getting, this is like the definition of a mid-range PC. You know, fully built for you. Of course, you could do this for like maybe $850 to $900 if you build it yourself. But you know, if you want an easier solution, these two are looking pretty good. So one thing I did want to do though is on this comment thread. So the fun thing about Reddit is not only just like the topics that come up, but it's also the comments and the elitism that you see. So this person says average price, but it's not a bad deal. You could build something better if you do it yourself. Okay, bro. The amount of people... I mean, okay, so he's trying to make this aware. He's trying to make people aware that you could build... I don't know. Do you think people who look at pre-built systems... This is a genuine question here. Do you think people who are considering pre-builds, do you think that they are unaware that they could build it cheaper themselves? Like, I'm trying to think of everybody I've ever interacted with, like friends, family, even people like from the internet. If there's anybody who legitimately thought, which is funny because there have been very select cases of pre-built PCs being cheaper, and this was like during the pandemic specifically, I remember, but there's been other cases in the past where some of these companies, they have posted pre-built deals, like pre-built PCs, pretty much the same price or even a little bit cheaper than if you were to go to try to build it yourself on PC Part Picker. It's pretty rare, but it has happened on occasion. But do you think people are unaware that you can build it cheaper yourself? Sometimes pre-builds has cheap Chinese parts. This might come as a surprise to you, but adding in the Chinese parts, I don't think was very necessary because lots of computers has a lot of Chinese parts in it. Whether it's cheap or expensive is, you know, is one thing. But if you just said cheap parts, that would have been enough. I'm not sure if adding in the Chinese parts really was necessary because, you know, some parts that come from China are actually very good too. Cheap is not synonymous, or Chinese is not synonymous with cheap. It doesn't necessarily have to go together. What's up, Daniel Medito, who is watching from the Philippines? What time is it over there? You're right. They probably don't want to build on their own. I would assume most people already know it's cheaper. Wow. Smash TV Network says, yes, 99% have no clue they can build it cheaper themselves. They are probably aware but don't know how to build a PC or have the time to build one. I think this, Cammy, I think this is pretty much it, right? Like, I mean, you could say that with anything in life that's not PC related. Doing anything yourself can be cheaper. It just takes the specialty, the know-how, sometimes the specific tools. With the computer, it's pretty easy using a screwdriver. But yeah, it's like saying, well, you know, changing the alternator on your car, that's definitely cheaper if you do it yourself compared to taking it into a mechanic. Well, yeah, of course, you know, changing the toilet in your house yourself or doing your own plumbing is cheaper than if you hire a plumber to do it, right? When someone else does the labor for you, of course you're gonna have to pay them for their time. Like, so every aspect of life, doing something yourself usually is cheaper. It just takes time and effort to learn how to do it. Some stuff is really easy to learn. You could watch a YouTube video. Other stuff, you know, it can be more intimidating. If you buy a pre-built here, all is gonna hate on you. Well, I mean, if you take a look at the comments, like, so there are a decent amount of people who kind of push back and say, you know, a DDR5 and board for it's already together is not average prices, it's great pricing even. Or even look at the PC to even suggest that is crazy. This deal, so people are saying this deal is insane. I don't know about insane. I would lean towards like, you know, a more decent. But people are talking about, sure, on paper, build quality and longevity of components versus enthusiast grade components. Bro, like, we're talking about an $850 build here. You're not even going to be using enthusiast grade. I think people are forgetting the fact that, like, they're not using some kind of specific OEM to CyberPower board. They're using, for the most part, in here, I can't see what the power supply is, but I would like wager that most of these are off-the-shelf parts. Maybe the cooler, you could probably find something like this on Amazon, but like it's not like they're using some motherboard. It looks like an ASRock motherboard from this picture. They're not just using like, you know, like super low quality stuff. If you were to build something in PC Part Picker to meet the $900 or below budget, you're already going to be using like the kind of the lowest end chipsets. You know, you're not going to be using no Asus ROG Strix 4060. You're going to be using an MSI Ventus or similar. You're going to be using, what is it, Team Group T-Force RAM, stuff like that. So like, for them to bring up the point like this, I think they're lacking some common sense here. Yes, this isn't like a Dell PC or an HP or a Lenovo or something where they're using a specific OEM motherboard. They're using off-the-shelf parts. So this person ends up putting up a PC Part Picker link that they said, all right, I could do better. So their PC Part Picker list, okay, this is kind of broken because this comes out to $800, but the case isn't in here and the RAM isn't in here. So unfortunately, like, so they tried to build something a little different. They used the Ryzen 5 5600 instead of the i5, so they went AM4 instead. They did throw in like a decent, you know, a Thermalright cooler. 32 gigs of RAM. I mean, what's 32 gigs of RAM going for nowadays? Like 60 to 70 bucks. And then a case. So this is gonna come in over 900 bucks. It's already almost 800. You throw in the Montech Air, which is like 60, and another like 70 for the RAM. You're looking at like 910 bucks. So this is building it yourself. I mean, sure, you are getting, it's a different platform, so it's hard to say, right? You're getting a motherboard that you can actually overclock, you're getting a better cooler, and you're getting a power supply that you actually know what it is. But on the flip side is, it costs the same, if not a little bit more, you know, 900-ish bucks. And you gotta build it, you gotta source, you know, I guess sourcing is not that hard because you have PC Part Picker, but you're still buying, what is it, 8 individual parts? And then having to assemble yourself and setting up Windows. This does have a 6700 XT in it. It's a different graphics card, but again, like, you're most of the time building a PC Part Picker list, you're gonna be able to get it cheaper. but I don't think it's fair to not value the pre-built aspect of it. And that value could be anywhere from 100 to 200 bucks. It's not even DDR5. Well, yeah, so anytime that you do a build like this, you're gonna have to like not skimp, but you're gonna have to choose components to like come in within budget. So yeah, they did get us 2 terabyte. Again, the DDR4 versus DDR5 is whatever to me. I don't think DDR5, again, you're exactly Nemus Tech. DDR5 is not a priority with this budget. And I would say that sentiment expands to well within like even like up to $1,000 build. I will still happily build systems with DDR4 memory to this day. Like, I'm not making decisions on an entire platform over DDR4 versus DDR5. You know, it all depends on the budget. Yeah, exactly. Well, Breathorn does, he actually, yesterday, Breathorn does, I believe, Tuesday streams, right? He actually helps people find pre-builts all the time. But I think if you were to ask Breathorn, he would likely agree with me that this, like, these two are not bad deals. Because one thing that I know about Breathorn is I've seen a lot of his content covering SIs and, you know, manufacturers and stuff like that. He values warranties. He values the labor it took to build a computer. So when Breathorn sees like a build equivalent to like, let's say a $800 build with like $100 to $200 tacked on top for it being a pre-built, he's totally okay with it. So he is definitely on the more understanding side. I mean, his channel is mostly about pre-built computers. Like, he understands that aspect to the business that, you know, it's always cheaper to build yourself, but these are businesses, they have employees, they are, you know, they're doing something that's kind of specialized, and they have overhead. So looking back at the Reddit comments more though, at least it's DDR5, but I would prefer AM5 at this point. Like, I mean, AM5 at 900, under 900 bucks, I'm pretty sure it's doable. But again, you know, you would have to look at this Costco as the equivalent of at least like around a $750 to $800 PC part picker list, and then assume 100 goes to the build fee. Someone did say, if you're paying for the OS in a place like Micro Center, you'll probably play close to 850, same there. Yeah, I mean, looking at the Micro Center pre-builds, aside from like the random one-off really good deals that they have, if you, like on any given day, this like 900 bucks-ish, I would think you would get around a 4060 and like an i5 from there. Someone did chime in saying, I have this build from Costco, it's been great. Best thing is the 2-year warranty, which again, for people who are looking at pre-builts, the customer service, customer support, and warranty is, I think, a pretty important aspect. For people like me, who are not trying to constantly be like tech support for, you know, like, I don't know, tens of people on hand. I don't think I have like 100 plus family member and friends that I've built PC for, but I've built a number of them. And for viewers as well. When viewers come to me after they built a PC based on my recommendation and they have troubleshooting help, it would have been a lot easier, especially for a first time, then they could upgrade after the fact. If they bought a pre-built that had a company take care of them, and then when they wanted to upgrade like the graphics card, storage, RAM, stuff like that, then get into the hobby like that. Sarah Butterfly, a few things bother me with this build, mostly that they don't give enough info to determine if it's a good price. As example, it says 32 gigabytes DDR4, but doesn't say brand, speed, or cache latency. Bro, again, what are we talking about here? We're talking about a sub $1,000 pre-built. They're not gonna list all this stuff because one, it doesn't fit on the placard, but you could find this out. Well, actually, no. You can't find all of this out. They probably won't have all the pre-installed. Looking at the box, there might be a little bit more information, but you would have to install like hardware info or some other additional programs to look at all this. But I mean, whether it's 4,800 or 6,000 in a mid-tier build like this, it's gonna be a wash, in my opinion. It says solid state drive. Dude, they're not gonna tell you exactly what drive is gonna be in it. Again, it's a 2 terabyte NVMe drive. Even the worst one, let me think about that. Is there any brand of SSD out there that you know of that has a significantly higher failure rate than others? They're assuming it's not NVMe. Honestly, I would assume that it is NVMe because the price difference isn't that much nowadays, and it's easier to install. Like from a system integrator standpoint, if you had to build 1,000 PCs, would you rather build 1,000 of them to be shipped off to Costco with a 2.5-inch SATA SSD where you have to put in 2 additional connectors and mount the dang thing somewhere and cable manage it, or plug in an M.2 drive which has no additional cables and requires 1 screw to put into place? What makes more sense? We're in 2024 here. Maybe if this was like 2020, 2018 or something, where it's like, you know, M.2s might have been more expensive. But we're getting to the point where the price is so close and the convenience factor, to me, I would assume it's an M.2. Let's buy one and find out what I wonder if my local Costco has one of these. Here's the question though. I'm pretty sure it would be pretty unethical of me to buy this, open it up, check it out, and then return it. The issue is I don't just have $800 or $900 laying around to pick up this mid-range PC, and I don't think I could like sell it for the same price because no one's gonna buy an open box. So could I justify it by saying buying it, reviewing it, being not satisfied with what's internal to the PC, and then return it due to that fact? Would that be I feel like that's still a scummy thing to do. You forgot to mention those tiny screws. Yeah, the tiny screws are annoying. I would agree with that. The M.2 tiny screws are very annoying, but I would still prefer them to, dude, when you mount, for the most part, unless you have like a specific case, when you mount a 2.5-inch drive, you know, you got to put it down by like 4 screws to whatever bracket. There are some cases where you could like quickly slip it into the caddy, the sled, but you know, that's not all cases. It is cyber power being sold through Costco, not Costco building and selling it themselves. Well, that should add some credibility. Well, the issue is, Kill130, is some people view cyber power as a negative thing. So it depends on who you ask. Cody Crabbenman says, man, you're like my favorite YouTube ever. Thanks for the kind words. What about me makes me your favorite YouTuber? I'm very curious because I haven't been putting out a ton of long form content, which I do. There's a video coming this weekend, okay? I promise you that. But I'm getting back in the swing of things. But other than that, why do you say that? There's a lot of pretty awesome content creators out there. To me, to be a favorite, that's, I don't know. Yeah, you can return everything at Costco anyways. They have a very loose return policy. It's not about whether or not I can return it to Costco. It's whether or not it's a scummy thing to do, which for me personally, to buy something knowingly that I know I don't want to keep for reviewing, like that is my, like, morally my dilemma here, right? Costco also has a crazy return policy. Swap out parts and return it. No questions asked. Okay, now that is just straight up, that is scummy. Like, the returning thing is, I feel like might be more gray area. But if you buy something from a company, switch it out. This is like buying from Amazon a graphics card, taking like a 4080 and then putting in like a GT 1030 or something. That is literally a scummy thing to do. And I'm gonna say it, you're a bad person, you're a thief if you do that. Did I see that Christopher Yee started uploading videos again? Yeah, he's been trying to keep up with his shorts more, and he's been uploading, well, so he uploaded like a Japan video and then another one before that recently. But yeah, he's been trying to come back and make content more consistently, but I mean, I feel for him. Like, he pretty much does full-time Twitch, so like, if I'm going to compare streaming versus long-form content, streaming is, it's not more, I'd say it is, for me anyways, for every other content creator is different, but for me it's a lot easier, right? Streaming, you turn on the camera, you can go off the cuff, you're done in like 2 hours. I could probably stream like more every week, like 3 times, and it won't phase me, it won't tire me out more, it won't be that much more effort. The streaming setup that I have here, this kind of community that we've built and the way that we run these streams, it is way easier to do than to plan out a full video where you're friggin' testing PC parts, running around trying to deal hunt, then like edit a video and stuff. There's no editing when it comes to streaming. We just go on here, we talk, we, you know, whatever the topic is, it is much easier. If I could make the same exact amount of money through YouTube, only streaming and not making long form content, I would probably choose streaming because it is way more conducive to me, like, saving time. Rage Redemption says, I love building PC by, what? I love building PCs by, I told my friend to buy a pre-built, oh, I love building PCs, but, thanks for the $5 super chat, by the way, Rage Redemption, I appreciate it. So you're saying, I love building PCs, but I told my friend to buy a pre-built because he lives far. He loves his i9 RTX 4070 from CyberPower. Exactly. This is a very common story, I feel. Like, plenty of people out there who know how to build PCs, but their loved ones don't, so they need a recommendation. And alright, we are coming up on the end of stream. So, I mean, like I said, this is literally going to be a 1 hour stream. I might push it like 5 more minutes. It's already 4:58 my time. So, unfortunately, we got to wrap this up. But, I mean, I'll post this link in the description if people want to check it out and read the comments. But, Reddit post. But yeah, for the most part, I mean, there is a decent amount of pushback to the elitism, but some of these, there's a lot of like armchair experts, armchair quarterbacks, whatever you want to call it, that just love pointing out all these different things that, in my opinion, completely are irrelevant when you're talking about, again, like a sub $1,000 pre-built PC with pretty good specs. Like, people talk about SLC, MLC, TLC, QLC. Like, I think someone else in the comments mentioned that earlier. This person is just trying to, I don't know, are they just trying to sound smart themselves? The fact that they're bringing up, like, whether or not it's, like, the cell level technology of the SSDs, like, bro, everything you're buying nowadays, even if you're buying and building it yourself, in this price range is going to be QLC. It's going to be pretty hard to fit a TLC drive into this building it yourself, and you're not even going to be seeing MLC or SLC drives unless you're like paying a pretty penny. I'm trying to think, like, what high capacity NVMe drives can you even find SLC today? Is that even possible? KGF GCN. This whole hobby is just full of know-it-alls. Unfortunately, that's the case. Like, you're right, Jason. And it's funny because there are a lot of people who are knowledgeable. I'm not even going to count myself because there are people like so much smarter than me. But there are a lot more people who are like very knowledgeable, like Wendell from level 1 Tech, for example. People like Wendell, people like sorry, I just dead named Emily from LTT, right? They are super smart and they like are super humble about it. Like they never come off as like, oh, they're a know-it-all. They never come off as a, oh, I'm smarter than you. They never have to interject all these other points to make it sound like they're smarter. You can just tell by the way they carry themselves. They know what they're talking about, and they can approach the topic in a much more approachable way than the elitists that we do have in the hobby, unfortunately. But yeah, let's see. SLC NVMe M.2 SSD. Can we still buy SLC drives? Oh, okay. So team group. No, okay. So anytime we find an SLC, it's going to be an SLC cache, not actual SLC. How are we doing on time? 5:01. Are you early or am I late? I am super early, Rad Robot. Yeah, I am super early. I put out the announcement a couple hours before stream that we are going 1 hour early and we're going to end at about an hour. But yeah. Flash sale over at the skating rink tonight? No, they have a thing for members. I'm a member. Like, I got the membership. I don't just go roller skating at my local rink. I got the monthly membership that gives me a certain number of access, like a month or a week. That's how serious I'm taking this. But yeah, so I haven't even thought about this for the longest time, but can you find true SLC or MLC, which is single level cell or multi-level cell? It's just the way that the memory chips are designed. SSDs, which it has to do with like the durability of it, right? Per cell, the more like bits of storage that you have to store, the more you wear down on the cell. So for quads, for a single cell, because it's more densely packed, you're writing 4 times as much to a single cell. It's gonna have less durability than like a single cell. MLC is usually 2 cell, TLC is 3 cell, quad is what we're in right now, is 4 cell. But in terms of the SSD, everything is just SLC cache. So the fact that this person is bringing up like the cell level technologies within the SSDs on a budget, 2 terabyte drive, under $1,000 PC, I don't know, man. If that doesn't scream, I'm a know-it-all, I don't know what else does. Like, geez, some people I cannot on Reddit. On a quick search, yeah, I would assume that there are like enterprise levels or like professional like use cases for it, and you can find, but not consumer grade, exactly. And we're talking about like pre-built versus do-it-yourself consumer level parts here. So, yeah. I haven't personally seen an SLC or MLC NVMe. I did buy an ADATA MLC SU SATA SSD the other day, and it's pretty cool. Did you buy it new, or are you talking about like a used one? MGLR, lovely day outside, huh, Danny? It is very nice outside today. We're gonna do the weekly check the window for the weather. Look at that sunshine. Oof, it is bright. We'll leave that open. Get some sunshine in here. Western Digital Black is the worst SSD in history in terms of failure. Is that actually true? I haven't looked at the SSD. I think the thing about storage is like the worst reputation. Let like SSDs or hard drives or whatever. Well, there's two parts to it, right? Every SSD or drive is gonna fail eventually, but we're talking about like premature or early failures. I think even the worst SSD you can find, like from, you know, a common brand. I'm not talking about these random no-name, you know, brands popping up on Amazon at dirt cheap. We're talking about like, you know, anything from any of the major known companies. I feel like the failure rates are well below single digits. I don't have the data off the top of my head though, but worrying about SSD failures, even when using cheap budget drives, is not something that I've had to worry about or have come across. And I've used plenty of budget SSDs in systems that I help people build. You bought it brand new in box off eBay. Okay, but brand new in box, but it probably was an SSD that released not really recently, if I had to guess. Yeah. I agree. There's surely some overseas companies, but I'm not talking about these random like King Dion brands that pop up on Amazon. I'm saying like if you're grabbing like the Team Group MP33, the NB2, any of these other like the Silicon Power SU whatever, any of these pretty well-known brands like in the States, failure rates, for sure there's gonna be different rates between the companies, some more than others, but I mean, I would have to imagine across their whole like fleet of sold drives, it has to be like below like in the single digits. Like I don't think any of them will have 10% or higher failure rates. Otherwise, you'll be hearing way more about it. There'll be like friggin' recalls and class action lawsuits and stuff like that. Smash TV Network says, I have an Intel SSD from 2010 that's still working. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, SSDs back then, I mean, I'm trying to think of the oldest SSD that I've held on to, but I've had, taking in computers from friends, I've had them, you know, give me computers with SSDs that are like, of course they're like, you know, 128 gigabytes or something, which was huge at the time, but they're like 10 years old, still working just fine, no problem. And they're all like MLC or SLC drives. But they're not really usable because the capacity, or they are usable, but it's very inconvenient because, like, what are you going to do with the 128 gigabyte SSD? Like, realistically, using it in a system, it just doesn't make sense, given how big the OS is already, and then the games you want to install on top of it. Yeah. R Flat says, what brand is a good and reasonable price 2.5-inch SSD cloning docking station? Ooh, that I'm not sure of. I don't have any cloning like cloning docking station type things. Whenever I clone an SSD, I just use whatever system I have on hand. Preferably, it's a system that has like, you know, decent amount of RAM, strong CPU, because it makes the cloning process faster. But yeah, I've seen those stands where like you put in like the primary and then the SSD to copy to, and then it does it all like within itself. You don't need a whole computer. But I've actually never bought one. I don't do enough cloning of SSDs to warrant buying one, if that makes sense. I got two 2TB MP33s for $65 each. Yeah, that's not how much they're going for right now, is it? This is the last thing, and then I gotta go. So MP33 2TB, aren't they a little bit more now? Yeah. So I was about to say SSD prices did not come back down again, right? Because we're talking about 2TB MP33s for $105 now. But yes, I remember it was just like not even a year ago that 2TB were going for around $65 to $70. Now it's a decent amount more expensive. Alright guys, I definitely gotta go. It is already 5:10, the thing that I gotta go to, and we gotta run to the store beforehand. Yeah, I gotta be there by 6, and I still gotta get ready. So, thank you everyone for adjusting with the stream this week. Apologies for it being 1 hour earlier, and apologies for it only being like an hour and 10 minutes long. I don't think we've had a stream this short in the since I started streaming consistently. Like, this is by far the shortest stream, and hopefully this is not a common occurrence. But thanks for the fun discussions. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. Have a great rest of the evening or day, wherever you are in the world, and a great weekend coming up. It is Mother's Day, so yeah, if you're celebrating that, you know, happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. I got 2 mothers I gotta do stuff with potentially this weekend. Mine and then my mother-in-law from Melissa's side. So yeah, hope everyone has a good weekend, and I will see you all in the comments of the video this weekend, long form video, as well as any other YouTube shorts, and then next week's stream. So you guys take care, and I am out. See ya. Buy your mom's a shirt. Yes, I will buy my mom my own merch so she can wear it to work.